Hey guys, it's Yulia. Body Projects by Yulia. Do you like my little plant? I just wanted to talk about some tips, healthy eating, healthy habits, and just my overall viewpoint on health and wellness and fitness. Let's start with talking about integrating both fitness and your nutrition and just, I don't want to call it diet, but your lifestyle of eating into your wellness life, into your life, basically. It's all about consistency and living your life happily, joyfully, enjoying food and enjoying the body that you're in. So I just want to give you some tips, some tips on how you can do that. And how you can, it's going to be over a long period of time because it's building literally habits for your lifestyle. And you can be very happy and eat the foods that you want to eat once in a while, you can still eat all your favorite foods. It's just about how you do it. So the first thing I want to say is number one or number two, whatever number, you want to listen to your body. So it might be like if you've been depriving yourself, it might be a little bit of time until your body adjusts, but this is how you get to that healthy life and that fit physique. And I can vouch for this because I've gone through everything. So when you learn to finally listen to your body and say, oh, am I hungry? Is my body hungry? And then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, so eat. And then, I know it's such a simple thing, but you're hungry, eat. Yeah, we get busy throughout the day, but you're hungry, eat. And you wanna eat until you're just right before full, You don't wanna get to the point where you're like, oh God, I'm full. And sometimes that happens, you eat a little quicker. Which brings me to the next point. Enjoy your food and eat slower. So you're not just scarfing. I get it, again, we're busy people, but try not to, when you can, and this is, again, you don't have to be perfect in every side of this. When you can, you want to slow down, sit down, have that plate of food or whatever you're eating and actually eat until you're content, not full, but content. And that you enjoyed your food, you looked at your food, you smelled your food, you are just enjoying the nutrition that you're getting from the food. So your body processes it much better. It's not like, whoa, we just got a bunch of food, your stomach, whoa, we just got a ton of food, how am I supposed to digest it? Which helps you not be bloated. So if you're eating too fast, you might get bloated and you're not depriving yourself. So another thing that I have done in the past and many people do is you deprive yourself throughout the day because you're like, oh, I want a big meal for dinner. Or you deprive yourself in the morning because you're like, well, I want to eat a big meal for lunch or for dinner. And that doesn't work. Some mornings you're just not going to be hungry. Some evenings you're not going to be hungry. You're going to be very content with what you ate for breakfast and lunch and maybe a snack that you had. And you just eat when you, such a simple concept, I know, but it's difficult for many of us. It's eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. Huge. It'll change your life if you actually listen to what your body is telling you. So you might not be aware that you've actually never maybe paid attention to that actually listening to it and instead been like, I'm eating something good or I'm eating something bad. That the times that you're listening to your body, sometimes your body is being like, I need food, but you're not hungry. And you have to realize, is it an emotional thing? Obviously, what emotional eating is. Is it an emotional thing that's happening to you? And it's fine to take those moments of comfort and just eat a little bit, extra one day, but then that balances out later on. If you do end up eating a little bit too much for one day, or if you do end up really indulging one day in food that you might not eat every single day, you take the day afterwards to, again, listen to your body. Your body probably won't be that hungry the next day, or your body probably won't crave that same food the next day. So you kind of just figure it out and eat something lighter the next day, but still eat when you're hungry. But I used to do that. I used to deprive myself of a lot. And then once I got to eat, you're just like, your body's like, oh my God. So it takes in the food and like tries to handle it. And then you're like, either you're too full or you're just like not satisfied because you've been depriving yourself all day and you have one meal. And again, this doesn't mean where like you have those busy days where you don't have time to eat. That's okay. But like, I'm talking about, just a lifestyle of consistency. There, of course, are going to be those days where you have no time to eat, or of course, there's going to be those days where you sit down at home and you're kind of eating a little bit more than usual, and it's just each day kind of balances out, and then your body stays fit because you're listening to it, and your body will tell you what it needs and what it wants. And if you're craving some carbs, or if you're craving, you're like listen to your cravings, like really be like, what would I really want right now? And once you stop depriving yourself, you're gonna listen, and your body's gonna tell you, oh wow, I kind of want like something super random, like a pomegranate, or like something super random, like a carrot salad. I don't know, carrot salad. So let's move on to the movement and fitness, actual physical fitness part of the health, your health and your health journey and your health life. You do want to move. You have to move. We are creatures of movement. Movement makes you happy. It helps raise those endorphins or trigger those endorphins, and movement makes you happy and tones your muscles to be fit and healthy and feel good in your body. My whole goal with my clients and myself is I want to feel good in my body throughout the day. Like I want to feel that I'm comfortable and happy in my body. And it took me a long time to learn all these habits throughout the years and to figure it out, especially, just with the deprivation that I did when I was younger and a gymnast and dancer and trying to figure it all out. But I feel like I'm actually the most fit and healthy that I've ever been in my entire life. And I do, once in a while, I'll have the pizza, or I'll try to make it as healthy as I can. I eat the meat. I used to be vegan. Your choice for if you'd like to eat meat more often or not, and for different reasons. But I used to, I was vegan for a bit. I tried to be as plant-based as possible. But all in all, you want to just get your nutrition of all the things that your body needs. So your body is taking it in and functioning properly. And then your body will just naturally, as well as with movement, get more toned, get back to that equilibrium where your body, you specifically, are supposed to be. Your happy weight. I call it the happy weight. And you fluctuate a little bit. Sometimes you want to only fluctuate a few pounds, but depending on your life, what happened in your life or anything. But you don't want to fluctuate too much, because that's not good on your digestive system or your system either. And your body still continues to try to figure itself out, when you can just be at this equilibrium of little bits of, I ate a little bit more, I ate a little bit, more chocolate or more sweets or something one day, but then you bounce back. And then and then it becomes this thing that you're not like, oh man, I just ate something bad. And it's like, okay, well, I ate that, I enjoyed it. And you're not hating on yourself. Or you start to notice, which happened to me the other day, where I made some healthy pasta and put a bunch of stuff in it. And I was like, ugh, I kind of ate it too fast, and because I was hungry and I got home from work and I was like, oh my God, I really need to eat. I ate it too fast and it didn't taste as good as I thought it would. So it didn't satisfy me. So that's another thing to put in, to make sure that whatever you're eating, you're enjoying and you like, because if you enjoy it and you like it, you won't like be like, oh my God. And you're going to be like, oh, I'm enjoying this. I love it. It's giving me some nutrition or a lot of nutrition. And then you're satisfied, because another problem is if you choose to eat a certain way and you're not enjoying the food, your body's never going to be content. You're always going to want something, which is when you overeat. And one of the reasons why you overeat, you're not actually fully enjoying your meal. And that's really important, to enjoy your meal, because then you're like, oh, well, I can, and then the next thing is, if you don't deprive yourself, or if you don't have that mentality of like bad food, good food, it's just, you understand that you can have and eat whatever you want and whatever you're craving at any point. And when you have that open mentality instead of deprivation mentality, the mentality of, oh, I can eat whatever I want, then you're like, okay, great. I don't really need to eat it right now. I can have it tomorrow. Or I'm not really craving that, and I could eat pizza tomorrow, or I could, whatever it is that you love. You're just like, oh, you don't want it as often, because you've allowed your brain to be like, oh, I can eat whatever I want whenever I want. And that's so important, that the shift in mentality of, oh crap, instead of, oh crap, like I'm gonna eat something bad, and then I shouldn't have it but then it makes you just want it more. It makes, and this concept, like it took me a while to grasp, but like, you end up also, your favorite, like, more fatty foods, you end up eating less of them, because you're like, well, I had a little bit of fries today, or whatever it was, again, whatever your fatty food of choice, and you're gonna be like, well, I could have it tomorrow, and then you're like, well, I'm not really craving it tomorrow or that day. But the other thing is, if your body is craving something continuously, it's either you're emotionally eating, or that your body has been needing that something in that type of like fries. Maybe you switch to, like, there's something in potatoes maybe that you really need, and switch to not having the fried potatoes, but having like a baked potato. And potatoes are actually, by the way, really healthy for you. They have vitamin C and good stuff. So don't bash on potatoes. I'm Russian, so. You want to choose an exercise or an exercise program, or different types of exercises that you can consistently do, or that make you consistently feel great in your body. This is something that I had to learn, that when, like for me, doing crazy intense spin or crazy intense super muscly workouts, just I hated how I felt afterwards. I like feeling long, lean, flexible, graceful. I don't like feeling stiff. And that doesn't mean that everyone who does those exercises do feel stiff. I'm saying for my specific body, I don't like to feel overly muscular. I don't like, as a female, I don't like to feel tight. I like to be toned, but graceful and loose. So the fitness that you should be going towards is finding something that when you do it consistently, you actually like how you feel in your body. You like how your body not only feels, but looks. Yeah, you do. Of course, we're human beings. We want to look good. But you want to, if you notice things about your body and you notice that some type of fitness is consistently making you either bulk up if you don't want to bulk up, then, don't just keep doing that. Figure out why. Maybe there's certain exercises that are making you bulk. And, that whole, for me, as a female, that whole thing of like, oh, you need to bulk up to lose the weight. You bulk up first and then you trim. I particularly, for men, maybe yes, but because men tend to want to be more muscular and more, bigger than women. For me in particular, I don't believe in, as a female to, overwork your muscles and then just to trim down. So what I've learned throughout the years is less is more. So I used to do an hour of cardio a day, an hour of muscle work, toning, and there would be times, or sometimes more, because I was a fitness instructor. I mean, I am a fitness instructor. I was a fitness instructor in a gym, and I would teach a lot of classes. Now I do more private training, but I still teach classes, whatever. So when I noticed that when I was working out less and less hard, if I wasn't going hard, my body actually balanced out more. So what I think also, like hormonally, if you're stressing your body, if you're just like you're hating on stuff, or you're stressing your body out more than it needs to, your body's hormones are going to freak out, and you're not going to be able to lose the weight. So hormones are very important to acknowledge. It's not only what you're taking in, it's not calories in, calories out. It's hormones, it's digestion, working on making sure that you're not figuring out how to make yourself not bloated, which is eating slower and eating better, more of the right foods, more often, and just being happier in your body and not forcing yourself to do crazy hard workouts that actually make you eat a lot more. And because your body's like, oh my God, I need more and more nutrition, or more and more calorie intake to fulfill all the things that you just like expended. What has worked for me is actually hormonally and stress level wise, is actually doing toning workouts and a little bit of cardio, not as much as I used to do. I used to, run or do dance cardio for 45 to an hour. And so what worked for me is to do toning workouts that are graceful, but that really are effective. And a high rep, but you're not like pushing, and you're not, I'm not like hardcore pushing. It's feeling your body, feeling those muscles engage. You're engaging the muscles. You're maybe using equipment like these Bala weights. I love them. I have 2 pounds and 1 pound. You're using equipment, or maybe even, bands or something. And I'm all about the resistance training and light weight. With some people, let's get to the body types. There's ectomorph, endomorph, and mesomorph. And mesomorph is the type that I think I'm about. Mesomorph is the one that I gain muscle quicker than some people. Ectomorph is the body type that you don't gain muscle that fast, and you're usually skinnier. And endomorph is you tend to gain weight faster, and you're kind of right in the middle. You need to watch your food intake in like not overeating, and so your body like tends to gain weight easier. All these different body types need slightly different workouts. So a mesomorph like me, I really need to stay. I choose, and I need to stay away from doing too much heavy weight and too much muscle work, and do more lean exercise and a little bit of cardio. With the ectomorph, the people that are usually generally skinnier, you do need to do more resistance and muscle work. And that doesn't mean you have to use a lot of heavy weight. It just means muscle work, and probably generally don't need to do too much cardio. And then endomorph is kind of a balance of both, that you need to make sure you get in the cardio, and make sure to, watch your diet, and watch your, what you're taking in, that you're not overeating, and that you're doing toning and muscle workouts. So a balance of both. With my workout, I like to create moves that will tone the muscles and balance the body in every way. So if we're working in every direction, and in every part of your muscles are engaging, so you're not just doing a ton of bicep curls or something, or a ton of squats where they're working the same muscle groups over and over and over. you're doing leg lifts in different directions, and you're doing arm workouts in different directions, and you're not just forever doing this. You can do it in multiple directions that tone your muscle groups and in balance. So that's important to understand that like one type of fitness doesn't work for everybody, and that's why with my clients I try to figure out where they're imbalanced and help balance their physique by engaging different muscle groups that will, tone their physique and how their body is shaped, their skeletal system and their muscular structure. And it's important to kind of notice, like, if you tend to use your quads a lot more, which I used to do when, in gymnastics, then it means that, like, if you feel like you're always sore in your quads and not somewhere else, that means that you need to fully figure out how to do exercises to activate your hamstrings and your glutes and your hips rather than quad. Then everything sits in your quad and you don't have those hamstring muscles or glutes to support you. And then if your knees are bothering you, that means you're not really using your upper body, your glutes to support your knees. Same with your ankles, that you're putting too much pressure into your ankles because your glutes and your hips are a little weaker. So you want to just the goal is to find muscular balance, and that's what keeps you fit and happily fit,